Hey guys, still there and welcome back to Transport Fever 2. We're in episode 11 and I'm just arriving with this Klondike in the port of Spijkenisse, Hellevoetsluis, where I'm dropping off the bit of food. And this is one of the lines that I have set up in the previous episode. Now this ship is currently not carrying as much food as it possibly can, because it's not generating as much at the facility that I'm currently using. Still, I'm dropping off 55 food, and that just generated 112,000. But more importantly, food is now available over here in Spijkenisse. Slash Hellevoetsluis, and this truck should now be able to start picking up the food and delivering it where it's going to be needed, which is over here in the northeast quadrant of the town, which I believe would be more Spijkenisse than Hellevoetsluis. Anyway, in the meanwhile, I have also paid off all of my debt, so I now actually have 1.5 million, and this is all my money. This is all mine. I am no longer incurring any debt, nor any interest rates, so I am perfectly fine in this situation. What I'm kind of curious about is how, if at all, does that affect my HQ? That is, if I can still find my HQ. Because I remember I plunked it down somewhere in the vicinity of Rotterdam. Beyond that, I don't really know where it is. I have a company score of 12. So that's going up quite nice. But where the hell is my HQ? Yeah, see, it is here. It is still here. It is actually in the residential area. People apparently want to live close to Syrian transport, as apparently we're called today. And, well, it's actually fairly inconspicuous. You have to know that it's there, because I would really quickly overlook it. Anyway, in a previous episode, I was talking about how there is apparently no oil sand on the map, and you guys said, nope, you're blind, it's there. And you're absolutely right. There is oil sand on the map. And all I had to do, of course, was go to the suppliers tab, but in the heat of the moment, I completely forgot that. Now, I have a couple of deposits. I have one in Almelo, which is quite the distance away. It's over there, and it's going to have to get shipped all the way over there to Nijmegen, which is really far. Den Helder, far worse. This is a sand mine on an island. Now, the one bit of good news is that from here, arguably, I could ship it all the way across the river. If the river is wide enough. It would be one hell of a trek, but I suppose a ship could do it. An alternative option that's a fair bit closer is over here, the Tilburg oil sand mine, and from here to there it's well, pretty similar to the one that I just discussed in Almelo. And the last one is in Sint Nicolaas, which is over in Zeeland / Belgium, and it's even worse. It's even farther away. What I want to be doing this episode is spend a bit more money on this line, because I'm running around with some very, very old vehicles around here. Unfortunately, the newer vehicles are not that good yet. I mean, they're tarpaulin trucks. They travel a lot faster at 25 and they carry 6, as opposed to what I have over here that does 18 and carries 4. So carrying capacity goes up by 50%. But it's a pretty expensive endeavor if I want to upgrade all of these vehicles, because I have a lot of them. I'm running 79 vehicles on this one line. If I wanted to upgrade all of those, I would need 3.78 or 3.7 million. And arguably, it might not even be the best upgrade at the moment, because what I'm looking at this line is 261,000. So if I'm going to upgrade that to new vehicles, let's say that the profits jump up to maybe 350 a year. That would mean that I take 10 years to recoup this investment. So while I was initially planning on doing that this episode, instead I want to be doing some other stuff. And I'm going to try and connect additional towns to my already existing infrastructure, or set up additional trains. In the previous episode I set up this line to Arnhem, which is already making some money, and it has actually a little bit of undercapacity, or some slight overcapacity in fact. The train 1 has 9 carriages, but they're not all being used, and that's because it's on the last leg of the journey towards Arnhem, which apparently is not that popular of a station, at least not yet. The town has grown significantly, thanks to an influx of new passengers, but because it's not really going anywhere from here, I don't really get as many passengers. Now, money. Where do we get it? A few different ways of going about it. I think upgrading the trains that I have right now are probably the best option. And especially the line that I have running around here. The Schiedam-Amsterdam line. It goes from here, transits to Haarlem and goes back to Amsterdam New West. But its carrying capacity is far too little for the line that I currently have. I have looked into upgrading this line and replacing it with a different vehicle in the form of the fastest train that I can field, which is currently, where was it? Here, the 10-wheeler. The 10-wheeler is going to set me back 2 million. And then with passenger cars, and I was looking at either the 6-axle passenger car for 1.3 million, or this one for 827. This one can transport 20. This one can transport only 14. But 10 of these would set me back 8 million and transport 140. 7 of these would set me back about 9 million and still transport 140. So I'd say that 10 of this, or 10 of these, is definitely more profitable. The thing is, I'm going to have to replace the whole train, and that is really expensive. I can only currently afford to have 56 people on that train, 56 seats. And since the train currently is doing, what, about 53 at 88, I want to get at least that capacity. And with a double speed, I expect to be making a bit more money with it. So I might be able to do that right now. I would sell off this train. So just replace. That's going to be a 10-wheeler and a couple of 6-wheelers. 84. Oh, I need about 100k more. Then at least I have a capacity of 84, but the train's a lot faster. There we go. Let's see what the power rating currently is. Power rating is mediocre. But I think that this train will get up to 50 and beyond, which is what the other train, the original train, was quite struggling with. So this train should allow the passengers to get transported to their destinations faster, and with that, make more money. That is, once we get past the autosave. Now beyond that, what other profitable opportunities do I have? Over here in the northern part of the country, I haven't really spotted that much. I'm considering connecting these towns together. Maybe not so much by train, but more by bus. Arguably, it would be more suitable to have the Haarlem line go to, let's say, Beverwijk, Alkmaar and Den Helder, and then have the other towns here connected by buses. So there's going to be a bus line that runs from Alkmaar through Heerhugowaard to Hoorn to Enkhuizen. And another bus line that runs from Beverwijk to Purmerend. Something like that would allow all these towns to be connected, all the towns to start growing, and all of the people to be happily transported to their destination. It's going to be a bit of an investment, and since I have to wait for more money to start deploying train tracks, what I can at least do is start setting up the infrastructure inside of the towns. So I can start building a couple of bus and tram stops. And since this one's going to go with a bus to Purmerend, I need to have a transit station. Let's see, what I can probably already do is set up the stop. I want a large passenger building. I want 2 tracks. It's probably going to be a fairly long train as well. Geez, that's 400k? That's a little better. Where do I want this? Not too close to the coast, yet not too far away either. And in a place where I can still pretty easily connect it to the rest of this town. So let's say about here. Then I can set up my own roads, connect this to Beverwijk, and connect Beverwijk to Purmerend, farther to the east. Alright, we're going to do the whole song and dance again about seeing if this thing actually wants to connect. The answer to that, interestingly, has not always been yes. Sometimes it is okay, and sometimes the game says, nope, I am sure as hell not going to do that. Reasons are still unbeknownst as far as I'm concerned. Sometimes the game is really comfortable with it, and other times it is just really sucky about it. Alright. Let's see. If I want to transport it from here to Beverwijk to further, it's going to be a line that goes that way and back. I will probably need a pretty large station over here in Beverwijk to make sure that I can stash all of my passengers. So what I'm going to do is set up a large station and put that in the middle of town. Connect this through a medium street and have another exit once I add a couple more passenger spots. Another street access there. Then I can continue. Oh, that's a small road, isn't it? Let's upgrade that one. Oh, it won't fit. Okay. Well, that's not terrible, because what I can do is just use the vehicles to pass through here, and they don't even have to use that small street. And the small street can just keep transiting. There we go. All right. Yeah, this covers almost the entirety of Beverwijk, so that's excellent. The only stop I would need to make is here, and that's something I can easily do. 1 and 2. All right. Now, we're going to go to the east to Purmerend, and that's going to be a medium country road. Small ones only have a capacity of 40 kph. You can also go with the large country roads. They do 80. Do I need something that goes faster than 60, I wonder? Because I don't really think so. Let's get rid of these spare roads. There we go. Extremely straight. Excellent to get up to speed. And hopefully not going to get too clogged with additional passengers and traffic. What I never get is why, if I have the stop over here, a building like this is not covered. See, same thing here. I can have it in front of the building, and that would arguably be the easiest place to get to. But the game says, nope, we're not doing that. If you place it down there, you're not going to be covering everything. Which I just don't get. If I put it here... Yeah, let's do that. Okay, set up the line. Oh shit, I still need to set up the main stop here. That's going to be another bus tram station, just like that. I think I only need one stop there, though. So just the one platform. Alright. Set up the line, the lane. Set up the line. It's one of those red colors. We're going to start here. Move through Beverwijk. All the way there. And all the way back. And all the way back. And it has perfectly selected the right stop, or the right terminal side. So I don't have to pay any attention to that. Now I can already set this thing in motion because there is currently no train. That doesn't mean that there is no, well, there's nothing, no passengers who want to go there. There will be passengers who already want to move from Beverwijk to Purmerend. And since there wasn't a road there before, I think we might already start to see some growth in this town. Vehicles, passengers, I have the Mack, which transports 9 people at a whopping speed of 25 kph. So this thing is going to break all sorts of speed records. Let's go with 8 on this line, because I'm expecting quite a bit. And I need to rename that. This is going to be BEV to Purmerend, PUR, bus. New train, the 442 Atlantic, and the Ducks. What is the Ducks? Oh, 30 kph. 5 people only, though. No, I prefer a few more passengers on my lines. So that's one of the infrastructures that I need to set up. The next one is going to be another train station that goes similarly on the edge of town. Maybe I could put that here. Let's see, if I build the road first, maybe that's a little easier. That's going to be a medium street. Connect that up. Then set up the train station. And then set up the normal bus tram station. The question is, how do I connect this? It's going to be from here to there to... Oh, to Enkhuizen, by the way. That's a bit of a longer bus line than I'd expected. At least initially. Seems like the traffic in this town isn't that bad currently. Or these two towns, rather. So hopefully I won't have too much trouble getting through the town. Traffic shouldn't be too much of a problem. Can I just connect it like this? Or does it also want to snap like that? Yeah, this also wants to snap. Okay, perfect. There. I want to adjust this. Have another roadside connection. And that's going to be a medium street like that. And like that. Then I want to be transporting as many people. Picking up as many people as possible. There. Then into Hoorn. This might need a big stop. But if I want to put down a big stop, I'm going to need a bit of room. That's getting pretty expensive already. That's 400k. And I haven't even built a train yet. 200k. 500k. See, these are nice spots to build them in. I guess we're just going to have to run a couple more buses and hope that I can still pick up everybody. And finally, ending / starting, depending on how you want to look at it, in Enkhuizen, over there. Right. We're stopping there, so this road would be perfect. And then from here, straight there. Okay, I guess that covers it. Lane, start here. And then back. Schouwstraat, Javastraat, Sint Antoniesplein. And Alkmaar sidings, and we're back. So this is a pretty long line that runs from ALK, Alkmaar, to ANK, I guess. From ALK to ANK. To Enkhuizen, and this is another bus. As opposed to train, which is things that I don't designate as such. So if you have no designation, it's a train. If you do have a designation, it's a bus. I'm going to go with another, let's say 10 here. Because I'm expecting quite a bit of traffic. Alright, let's see if this is already picking up. Not very. It is going up. But keep in mind that these towns are only together. They're only connected here. Beyond that, not much. And I do want people to start taking the train. So I'm not going to make a connection between Purmerend, Hoorn, and Heerhugowaard. These lines, or these towns, are just going to have to get used to not being connected. Beyond having my lines to pick from. Okay. I have a bit of money. Let's go with tracks. And then from here... Good, they can keep their speed. That's excellent. Maintain speed. Alright, the infrastructure from here was already partially deployed. And there was... Yeah, there was just one track coming out of that. Let's split it up into a second one. Deploy that. And get it built. Done. Right, a couple of signals. Once you get here, I want you to wait until that other train has departed, provided that there will be another train. There will be, although potentially not yet. Let's get these roads cleaned up. And then we're going to go to Den Helder. Den Helder, a town where I thought I would be living for quite a while. And then I got turned down by the Navy, and the Navy is stationed pretty much here. all the way in the edge of Den Helder. Alright, this can be a terminus station. One track would do. And this might be a pretty good spot, because it covers a lot of that town. I don't really see any particular purpose of this road. So I can just get rid of that. And then if I place it down here... Ooh, I could even place it here. Now, I would like Den Helder to grow a bit. And if I can do that by providing them with more passengers, then they might need the room to grow. So you're going to go over there. And then the train tracks are going towards that station. It's a bit more of an angle than I'd hoped. What? The hell? Why is the construction not possible if I'm coming from that side? Look at that. Construction not possible. I'm trying to go this way, my dear game. There we are. And I want you to go to that one. Excellent. Alright, while I'm still working on the infrastructure here, I want to see how this train is doing. Because this train now... Ooh, you're not doing that great, actually. What I can do to aid in its money-making ability is add a few more cars to it. Capacity jumped to 112. And you are currently here. They did drop off for 171,000, but I think the running cost for the engine itself was too great relative to the carrying capacity. So overall, it probably wasn't making that much money, simply because it didn't have, or it wasn't making the most use of what it could be transporting. Moreover, ideally I would add one more car, I don't have the cash for that, before that train arrives over here in Schiedam, because in Schiedam there's a lot of demand for this line. 425, I need a, what was it, 800k, right? Yeah, 829. I don't think I'm going to get it. Well, I did get it now. And that was just before they started loading their passengers. So sure enough, these 126 seats should be filled. Alright, excellent. In the meanwhile, back to Den Helder. Because over here we're still going to have to set up a bit of a lane just to get to the northernmost parts. So a very straightforward bus stop and a bus stop, and that's really all that I need. So here to there, and that's all. DEN bus, internal bus. Set up an actual road depot. Bit out of the way, so I might still need to grow around the train station. And then let's just set up two of these things. And that is the DEH. Oh, sorry. DEN was the abbreviation for The Hague, for Den Haag. So this line cannot be called DEN. Let's call it DNH. Don't really expect to see any kind of passengers just yet, because they can transport inside the town, but beyond that it's really not that useful to start taking that line. So I need to start waiting until I can invest in a train. In the meanwhile, let's set up some signals and start to build that line. It's going to start here. Then go there, 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 back to Alkmaar, back to Beverwijk, and back down south. Alright, the color that I had for this thing I think was also a shade of red. So this is AMS to DNH. Now set up the right terminals here. If you're going back, so the 6, I want you to be on terminal 2. And same here. 5 is going to be terminal 2. And that should fix the line. Yep, there we go. Right, now I need the cash to buy a train. That's potentially going to take a bit of time, because those things run expensive. Speaking of running expensive, why is this train not running profitable? Even with the extra carry capacity, I'm not really seeing the levels of profit that I had expected. Especially since earlier on, we were getting 1.2 million a year and costing 600k. So he's making about 500-600k depending on the year. Maybe the passengers that I picked up in Schiedam aren't at their destination yet. That could explain it. Maybe they all want to go to Haarlem. Or even Amsterdam. Let's see. Yeah, a couple want to go to Haarlem. Most of them want to go to Den Haag. Pretty much as expected. And there are some who want to go on to Leiden, the next stop. From here, situation is probably pretty similar. 202 want to go to Schiedam. And 80 want to go north. Only some want to go to Schiedam. So this train should be pretty empty at this point. But of course, no, of course not. Oh, sorry, it's the wrong train. I'm looking at the wrong train. Where is my train? Oh, sorry, no, it's the right train. It's going to Amsterdam now. This little hop. My mistake. So it should and will be on the right track. It probably won't get a full haul from Amsterdam itself. And that is partially down due to this line not really getting enough capacity. This is probably the Bomenweg. Sorry, Bomensteeg, yep. I need more capacity on this line. This tram is not, or the whole tram line is not running at enough capacity. Could I replace that? For not too much money? 21 each. Now we're talking. It's going to cost me 1.5 million. Yeah, let's do it. Oh, yes. No electric path. Because back in the day when I set these things up, catenary was not a thing. So it's not going to be part of what there normally is. There we go. Catenary. Oh, that was the wrong click. Get rid of it there. Does this thing have... Yeah, this does have catenary already. And this part. I'm still not exactly... Oh, there it is. I was looking for it, but I couldn't visually identify it. Now I can. Alright, so now I should be able to upgrade this line. Capacity is currently 36 between 6 vehicles. So what I might be able to do is just get rid of a couple. Especially since they're already very old. Replace these with the CE2/2. What are you talking about? Oh, maybe not from the depot. Yes. That is a consideration. West-East line. Oh crap, that of course goes two ways. Here I was thinking for a second that it only went from that stop in the middle of town towards the western part of town, but of course that's not the case. 88 people there, 83 there, 65 there. So I'll probably need about 3 to 4 cars on that west-east line. Manage vehicles. Replace, and get me all of those replaced. And add one. Oh, no depot found? What? AMS west-east. Missing electric tracks. Where? Here. That's it. Set that to Amsterdam west-east. Alright, that should boost the capacity quite a bit. And also make it more interesting to use the train line exiting west. Here's the new tram. This one's going to Amsterdam Centraal first. Where it can pick up 84 people as it's transiting west. look at how busy this station is. I guess I might not just need to upgrade the west-east line, but also the other one. Which, still using carriages. Yeah, no wonder. What was I expecting? I still need to upgrade a lot of these lines. Especially with technology proceeding and me definitely lagging behind. I need to start paying attention to that. What I do want to do at as the last bit of this episode is install a train here. So set up a depot. Oh, spin it around. How much do I need capacity-wise? Beverwijk's not that big. Alkmaar, it's not that big. It is growing very quickly, as per the previous growth patterns that we have seen. Den Helder, probably not much. It's doing all sorts of weird shit. But it's only the line internal. So let's say I need about a capacity of 100 seats, maybe. That's not that expensive, but it still might not be something that I can immediately afford. Although, what I can do is make sure it's not running at those massive speeds. At the 100 kph. Compartment car. I would need 10 of these. That's 3.8 million plus an engine. You got this one is 80 kph, 16 seats. I would need about 6 of these. That's 4.2 million, so that's very expensive as well. Do I have something that even runs at 80? Because they're all still mismatched, aren't they? Yeah, I got 75 as the closest. That's the 260 Mogul. Ideally, I would be running with more advanced stuff, which can do 100, but this one engine, the Ace 3/5, is 3.7. The 10-wheeler is more, let's say, more friendly to your budget at 2 million. But as we have seen with the other line here, I think it still needs more seats to be profitable, because I'm just barely making money here. Maybe I'd better set up this line properly before I start adding additional vehicles to a line that's also not going to run profitable. Okay, I'll go to 168 capacity. Can we load up that many people at the train station, though? Yeah, there's definitely that many waiting. Look at that, it's only making 6,239. Oh, there we are. 127. I wonder why, because I didn't actually drop off people here. I just picked them up. Let's see what it does here. And over here we got 244, so definitely enough people there. Over here, towards Schiedam is a lot. Towards Leiden is not that many. But then towards Den Haag, yeah, this part. Here is definitely the most profitable bit. Maybe I need to split the line in two. Let's see where they want to go from here. Lots and lots of people want to go to Amsterdam New West. And 200 want to go to... Oh, 112 want to go to Schiedam. 56 to Leiden. Interesting. I was expecting a bit more. This means that I might not have to cut up the line too much. Now this is the kind of money I want to see. 800,000. That's what I'm looking for. 168 people on. Power rating might be poor. Yeah, it's going to take a lot of time to get up to speed. Which sucks, because I got this thing because it could do 100. Not at this rate, it won't. Now what I could do is add another engine, but then we're right back to where we started, and we probably still won't be making a lot of money with this thing, which is what the point is of this train. Make a lot of money. Bring in those buckets of cash. It's getting... yeah, it's getting about 60 before it has to slow down again. Drops off 165,000 people, or 165,000 worth of people, and it's full again. Alright, I'm gonna have a quick pause And once we're back, I should be able to get enough cash and have enough money to get this train going. Alright, fast forward ahead a couple of months, and we are now in February 1904, and I'm sitting on 5.6 million, so it's time to get this train. Now, I was looking over the stats, and the 10-wheeler is just very nice to have, but it's also really expensive to run. This thing runs for 2 million a year, and that's just the engine. So I've decided to go with a slightly slower train, and I'm still a bit hesitant to go with either the PLM or the Russian class OB. Their stats are very similar. Tractive effort is slightly higher, but power slightly lower. So it doesn't really matter. I'm going to go with the PLM. Actually, no, I'm not going to go with the PLM because it's running at 1.6 million a year. I had found a train that could do better. The Baldwin. The Baldwin, unfortunately, however, does not have a lot of tractive effort. I hadn't looked at that yet. The power is 450... versus 284. Yeah, I'm definitely going to go with the bigger one. So, it's going to go the... where was it? The PLM. And I need a speed of 60 kph on my cars, which means that the 6-wheelers and the 6-axle cars are too fast, but the compartment cars are perfect. So for 4.6 million, I can go with a train that has a capacity of 88 and does 60. And that should arguably be enough on this line, which I only just realized has the wrong colors. Apparently I was going with that one, I think, for trains. Yep, so the Schiedam-Utrecht line also is the wrong color. There, that's better. Now the Schiedam-Amsterdam line is currently running quite a nice profit. I'm actually very impressed with this line, because it's now doing almost 1 million a year. And I've upgraded the capacity to 168, which means that this line is transporting a lot of people back and forth. People are very happy with it. Growth is still there. And now it's also going to make this train station even more popular with that new connection going all the way from Haarlem/Amsterdam. Actually, it's not AMS. It's HAA. That's what it should be. Because it's not starting here, it's starting over there. I have found that also in the meanwhile, the new tram line that I set up, or rather upgraded, is now making 125,000 a year. That is a lot more than the fairly consistent 60k that it was making earlier on. So these lines are definitely doing really quite well, and that's going to motivate me to change the other lines as well. But I'll do that in a different episode. For now, I just wanted to get this done in Noord-Holland, the Noord-Holland area over here. And I believe that we're going to see a lot more passengers over here. Growth should be kicking off. There we go, 179 to 229. Den Helder expected to go to 268. That's really fast. Beverwijk going from 193 to all the way up to 315. Purmerend to 210. So all of these towns are growing really quite nicely. Now, with that, I'm going to end the episode. I hope you had fun. I have, and well, I hope you are too, because otherwise you wouldn't be watching these. Anyway, thank you guys for watching, and I shall see you Wednesday for the next episode.